Having good thumbnails for your videos is like a cheat code for success on YouTube. Think about it. The thumbnail is the very first thing that people see of your video. Think of it like a door. People won't enter the room if they don't open it, exactly as they won't watch the video unless they click on it. The question you have to ask yourself is why? Why should they click on your thumbnail? Why should they open the door? In this video, we're going to answer this question. It's not going to be a classic tutorial. We won't tell you, open Photoshop, do this, do that, etc. Rather than that, we're going to understand what makes a good thumbnail good. We're going to deconstruct those concepts and give you real ways to apply them to your videos. So pay attention to what we're about to say. Let's start by playing a little game. Based only on these two thumbnails, which one of these two videos would you click on and watch? This one, right? I think we can all tell why the other thumbnail is bad. It's misleading, has too much text, and doesn't look good or professional. Just by looking at it, you can imagine that the video that follows is also low quality. The other one is the complete opposite. So this first round was easy. Now, with different titles, which one would you choose? This one, I bet. You see, with this simple game, you've just discovered something that will put you ahead of most creators. One of the biggest mistakes people make is to think of the thumbnail and the title as two completely separate things. But they're not. They have to go well together, as they're both the first things the viewer can see about your video. So, rule number 1, think of the thumbnail and the title as one thing, because that is the packaging for your video. Now, let's talk about another important thing. Here on YouTube, you're not the only one making videos. So, even if your thumbnail and title are good, you're still competing against thousands of creators. So your video has somehow to stand out from the others. But how can we do that? Well, there are different ways to do it. The first one, and most effective, is to break the pattern. You'll notice that in every niche, there's like a blueprint that almost everyone follows when it comes to thumbnails. And that often is because it works or worked first for some creators. But then, when it becomes a trend, it just makes every video similar, if not identical to the others. So what you do in this case is this. First, study these trends. Second, try to replicate them but with your own twist to it. For example, use different fonts, add another element, or get rid of one. In our case, we decided to switch the color scheme. This is often enough to make the viewer stop scrolling. But how do we capitalize on that? How do we make sure that he clicks on our video? Well, we have to generate interest in the viewer's mind. And we can do that by playing with title and thumbnail. For example, you can see that our thumbnail sends a different message from the others. It says, "This is bad for your channel." That's a problem that maybe the viewer wasn't even aware of. So he says, "Hold on, why is that?" Then the title says, "Fix your watch time in 5 minutes and save your channel." So, we promise a quick solution. And the only way the viewer can solve the problem, which he's now aware of, is to watch our video. And just like that, we got the click. We can get the same result by using a crazy statement, a question, or even both. Because as long as you're not giving out all the information here, the only way the viewer has to really understand what's going on is to watch the video. But be careful. This works only if your video is really worth the hype. Otherwise, it's clickbait. If that's the case, the viewer will click away, YouTube will notice, and your video won't make it that far. So make sure to use this tip in the right way. Now, let's add one last thing. What we've talked about up until this point works best if you're willing to put in the time and the effort. So what we suggest is to do all of this before you make the actual video, not after. Next time you get an idea for a new video, sure, write it down and all, but before doing anything else, try to come up with the thumbnail and the title first. If you start doing that, with the tips that we showed you today, you'll notice that what comes next gets easier, because you'll have already a starting point and a general idea of the video just by having the thumbnail and the title ready. Not only that, but knowing already that your video is going to get clicks because your title and thumbnail are on point sets you up to make the rest of it on point too. So give it a try. That's it for today. Make sure to subscribe to the channel so we can make more content like this and even better. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video right here.